Hello out there to all my fans. This video is in response to a challenge that I've received from Mr. Iowa, Retro Gamer Dad. He has really cool pickup videos, he has game room videos, he has cool live streams, and he'll eat hot things, really hot stuff, and plays games and tries to beat levels and stuff. Pretty cool. I'll post a link to his YouTube in the description. And so he's challenged me to show off the top 5 items in my game room. And honestly, I don't really have a game room, but I have a retro gaming corner since I rent a house. So we're going to check out my top 5 items in my room. We're going to check out my game rooming corner. And this is also a thank you because I have 200 YouTube subscribers. Thanks to all of you. I almost have 250. I've had a little surge lately. So this video is for all of you. So let's go check out the corner. This is my little corner down here. So we're gonna just kind of, I guess, go around and look at all the goodies I've got. There's some stuff in here that I have taken out because they were for future Battletoads Overload episodes. I don't want to spoil anything. Those are over there on the other side of the room for now. And if you notice something else, it looks a lot different than it used to because when we were taking the tree out in the front yard while we were cutting it down, I was convinced that it was going to fall on the house and fall on my room and destroy all my gaming stuff. Like that was at the top of my mind. So I had to take all that stuff and move it over to the other side of the room, over there. And I have this new bookcase over here, and that is actually from the room of another roommate. Didn't want it anymore. So got a cool new shelf for some games. Let's check it out. So, starting down here, I bought all of these Atari games at the flea market last summer. There's like 120 games in there, and I bought them for 70 bucks. So I've gone through at least like 30 of them, and most of them worked. Pretty cool. I have a stack of VHS tapes that I'm going to, there's Toad Table Reflection there. I'm going to start another channel where I upload stuff to YouTube that has not been on YouTube yet. So those are some tapes for that. I've got my Sony Sports Walkman up here. I always wanted one of those when I was younger. And I bought this one for $5 whole at the flea market. So pretty cool to have up there displayed. And I have this whole rack of games here. I don't know what you would call that. I think it was for CDs, but it works for this perfectly. Most of these games, I think I have them because I was on a quest to beat 100 NES games, and I did that. I think I ended up at like 115 or something. But I was using games on multi-carts because it was easiest to play, and some of them are rare, of course, like Little Samson. So some of these games were not available on the multi-carts that I had, so I purchased them separately. I think some of these games over here are in that category as well. So at the time I did not have some of these games, so bought them separately. Got some random stuff down here. This is all of my manuals. I have a lot of manuals in there. I don't know where I end up getting these from every now and then. There's like some expensive ones in there. There's like Shadow of the Ninja one in there, and Castlevania 3 in there. Stuff like that. It's weird how you just accumulate stuff somehow. Every time you just have all this extra stuff and you can't even remember even when you got it from. But that's kind of the case with a lot of those. So let's move up here. So all of these boxed NES games up here are the games that influenced my childhood in some way. Either I had rented them, or I owned them, or people in the neighborhood had them, and I have memories from them. There's a few missing. I would like to get Ninja Turtles 2, and I would like to get the Black Bass. A couple things like that, but these are all my babies right here. Of course I have a couple others, stragglers hanging around. So, let's go on to this shelf here. We have this is my favorite boxed version of the NES. Very cool looking, I love the design. This is, what do we got up here? This is my Theater Luke. I got this actually waiting in line to see the special edition of Return of the Jedi in 1997. This is the one that I received in line. Very cool there. These are some other games that I don't think that I played any of these when I was younger. It was only when I was older, or my early 20s probably. So I've got a bunch of those. This Bib Fortuna figure here is the only original Star Wars figure that I have left. I'm going to stand them up here. Only one I have left. The others I ended up selling, or something else happened to them. This is, I bought Ben separately from the flea market. These are my Battletoads carts from the Battletoads Cart Hall of Fame. They have just been kind of sitting here for now. I'm going to make a cool display maybe for them for future Battletoad Overload episodes. I have my as yet to be seen yet the Battletoads Vhs tape, cartoon pilot that lasted for one whole episode. Now, down here, I have two different Game Boy variations. Let's see if we can check this out. Like on the side, there's like two totally different things going on here. I thought that was pretty cool. And I picked these up separately and didn't even realize that there was something weird about them until way later, but not weird. I would say cool. Something cool about them. So, here's some other games, boxed ones that, I mean, I guess you can tell that I'm a big fan of the NES, because that's pretty much almost all that I have. These are games that I've got them in different lots, things like that. Nothing I got here was really, I didn't buy it specifically to have it. I just got them in lots, things like that. It's cool stickers here. I am going to go to my Battletoad friends here. So they've been in a couple of my episodes. They hang out there like my mascots. I got some, this is my little VHS collection I have here. I'm going to start after this is all over with. I'm sure you saw my quarantine beard going on over here. Little quarantine beard over here. After the quarantine and all this stuff is over with, I'm going to start collecting skateboarding VHS tapes. If that's weird, probably. But I used to be a big skateboarder, and I could never afford those back when I was younger, so I'm going to start collecting some of those. I got this at an estate sale for pretty much nothing, but it's not really complete, but pretty cool Sega Cd here. It's not complete, so I haven't tested it, and I'm pretty sure this price tag says $219.99. I think I bought it for $5. And there's my NES Advantage. One day I'm going to start playing with that thing. See if I can beat some games with it. This is a Zoob tube from the early 90s. It makes a lot of cool noises. If you, anyone's ever had that thing before, that's my original Zoob tube that I had when I was younger. Okay, so let's check out some of these. This is like the old rack I had in some of my earlier videos, and now it's kind of messy. Everything's really messy. I haven't put too much time into organizing it, but let me show you what's sitting on here now. So up at the top, I have 3 NES boxed versions. The Super Set with Mario 3, pretty sweet. Or, sorry, the Challenge Set. And I like this one. It's got a book in there with a bunch of games. Not really any strategies, just kind of a lot of like instruction manual type of stuff. And then I got that on eBay a few years ago for super cheap. I bought it instantly. Let's see, we got some extra controllers here. I always love this box. I got that at an estate sale as well for almost nothing. Here's some games that I have beaten or delved into. Some of these are from my childhood. Others are not. I beat Toe Jam and Earl with a friend. Actually, it was my cousin. The end of last year, maybe. And then Sega Genesis Battletoads. I just beat that last week or the week before. I have it up on my YouTube there. This is a boxed Battletoads that I'm pretty sure was in one of my episodes. So here are some more NES games, and I'm pretty sure these ones are the ones I've bought separately that were not on the multi-carts at the time. Here is the Watchman from episode 30, where I beat Battletoads on that little baby. Really cool there. I'm going to save him probably forever. This is a controller that I was using while I was trying to beat 100 games, and it died somewhere around, I think it was around game 70 something. It had to be retired. The down on the D-pad didn't work anymore, so he's just been chilling over there for a while. I have a bunch of adapters here, and I have some for future episodes. Down here, I've got my Nintendo Powers. Very cool. I've read all of them, and it usually takes like an hour to read each one to really get into it. Look at all the cool stuff in there. I've got my Nintendo cards I used for a few episodes ago, and I have a cool little Game Boy bag here that I found at the flea market. This is a t-shirt that I bought at GameStop. I have some other random stuff in here. I've got these sealed boxes of baseball cards from not from my childhood, but they were around when I was really into it. And got a Micro Machines boxed thing back there. And down here, I've got two cool Sony Sports boom boxes. I always wanted these when I was younger, or in my teenage years, but of course way too expensive for me back then. But now they cost almost nothing. Down here, got a Sega Genesis manual there. But then we have a boxed Sega Saturn, and it's got everything in there, but I've never tried it out because there's something, I think, maybe I don't have any games, I forget what it was, but I couldn't test it to see if it works, but very cool there. I have some rental cases down there. And then over here, I've got extra NESs, and I've got these at random places, and all of them work except for, I think one of them doesn't, and the Super Nintendo works. That's a cool Game Boy case going on here. And that's pretty much my corner. So now it's time to choose the top 5. So here we go. Number 5 is actually something I showed you really briefly, but I'm going to go back over them now. This is kind of a cheat because it's not just one item, it's a lot. They are let me sit down the tripod, my rental cases. These things, so I've been like in a really big rental kick lately. Like I'm all about some rental stuff. All these are so cool to me. They have all like individual things going on with them. There's like instructions. You can see that there are instructions in some of them. Like these things are amazing. And like look at this. Here's like a Shadow of the Ninja rental case. Like that is amazing. That's like got some crazy history going on there. And you know, one day we're going to find a Battletoads rental case, and it's going to be amazing. Yeah, all these things are just so super cool to me. I remember renting a lot of games. Well, not a lot, but I rented quite a few games when I was younger. Item number 2 is actually also a cheat. It is my Nintendo Powers. And I'm not going to grab them all out here, but this is all my Nintendo, this is all my Nintendo Powers here. Focus the camera. So, a lot of them are really early, and they go up into the Super Nintendo era. All the ones that have the yellow tags on them, all of these have Battletoads references in them. And that's a lot. And I'm going to make an episode this summer where we go over every single one of them, and we're going to find challenges and all kinds of stuff they said about the game when it was out or when it was in development. So that'll be pretty cool. So I just said number 5 and then number 2. That's wrong. So the cases were 5 and Nintendo Powers were number 4. So let's go on to number 3. Number 3 is actually my boxed NES right here. Just because I wanted one for a while and spent a lot of time looking for one that wasn't super expensive, so it's in really good shape. This is my favorite design of the boxes. Like I said earlier, more than these, and I've had the other one too that had the gun on the front, but I'm not a huge fan of that one either. I like the one that has the gray gun on the front, but I don't like the one with the orange gun on the front. That's just not for me. And I've had that before. So anyway, this is number 3. Number 2 is this special thing right here. I'm gonna pull this out and I'm gonna set the tripod up and we're gonna check it out. It is this Ninja Gaiden cart right here. So, as you could probably tell, this is a rental. So let me set it down over here. Okay, so I think this is the coolest thing, and some people in here probably don't care about this, but get this baby out of here. And this is a rental, but it is also a Blockbuster rental plus a rental from somewhere else. This is like from 2 rental stores. I don't know which one came first. I mean, of course, Blockbuster. It says Blockbuster on the back too. But then there's like another one on here, and I don't know. I can't really honestly read what it is. Something video, sure. And I thought that was the coolest thing. I just had to have it, and that is like so aesthetically pleasing to me. I might just take it out of this box and display it on my shelf. Very cool. I'm really into rental stuff right now, so I'm always looking out on eBay for weird rental things like this. Okay, so I was trying not to choose any Battletoads related stuff, but my favorite thing is a Battletoads item, so might as well get it over with. This is my number 1 favorite item in my room. It is... There's a slight trend going on here between the last 2. Oh, knocked over Bib Fortuna. It is my Battletoads Blockbuster rental cart. This is my favorite item in my whole game room collection. Game corner. My favorite NES game, and this just looks so good on here. I don't know how to describe it. It's my favorite NES, my favorite Battletoads Hall of Fame cart so far. And I don't want to spoil anything, but I have more Battletoads Hall of Fame carts to go for some more episodes coming up. And they're pretty amazing. Stay tuned for those very soon. Actually, you're going to see one in the next video, next episode, which is coming out pretty soon. It's pretty awesome, and there's more where that came from, so keep watching my episodes and you'll see a bunch more. They might take the crown of being my favorite item. We'll see. So, we're going to actually do a little bonus, because you know me, I love CRTs, I'm the CRT man. So, I'm going to show you my top 5 CRTs that I've kept, and I still have amongst us here. So, let me show them to you. These are really in no particular order, but we'll just call this one number 5. So, here's number 5. My JVC with built-in VHS, or VCR I mean. I was going to say VHS player, what a newbie. VCR. What bothers me really is that there's no pause button on there. There's just a stop, which I guess that's the same thing as pause anyway, but I'll just have to stop it and then play it again. There's a cool artwork on the side from the lady's daughter that I got it from, and I think that's awesome actually. I think it's just like old instruments that are played a lot. It shows that it got a lot of love. So, number 5, let's go on to number 4. Number 2 is my Sony 13 FS100. Very specific model and known amongst the retro gaming enthusiasts and the CRT enthusiasts. It looks amazing. I like smaller CRTs, honestly. I think they look nicer, and you get to be up close and personal with them. Look at how beautiful that thing is. All the NES games I play on it look amazing, like I'm playing on a PBM. We're back in the gaming corner again because I forgot about CRT. My number 3 is my Sony Watchman. It has to be. I wanted one of these so bad as a kid, and back in 1986 that was not happening because this thing was a lot of money, and there's two different tapes. This is the one that actually has inputs on it, and some of them do not. So I'm pretty sure this was the more expensive version. I got this for $5. Back in 1986, that would, yeah, not be happening. So this would be number 3 on my favorite CRT list. Number 2 is my Sony FV310. It's honestly not really mine. I'm holding it for somebody, but I have a feeling that they're not going to be coming back for it. This is the, you can see my cool shirt there. This is known as probably the best consumer TV ever made, next to the D series, and everything on it looks amazing. I want to buy a remote and go into the service menu and fix a couple of the corners, but it weighs a million tons, so if you want one, bring a friend. And number 1 is my Sony 1972R. This thing looks so great. I try to use it as much as I can, but sometimes I'm lazy, so sometimes it's a little neglected. My corner piece is broken off. I really wish I could find that, or, I mean, sometimes people 3D print old TV stuff now. That would be pretty cool. I've seen another one online that's very similar to this, but somebody else got it first. This one is actually older than that one. This is from 1986, I think. But I love the aesthetic of it, the way it looks, everything. That's my favorite CRT. Thanks again to Iowa Retro Gamer Dad for this challenge. So make sure you check him out. I'll put a link to his YouTube in the description. And now I have to issue somebody a challenge. I'm going to issue InfernalElements, aka OreOverload, to do this challenge, because I know he's got a lot of cool childhood Pokemon games. He's got his own little retro corner. And if you watch this video, buddy, this challenge is issued to you. You gotta list your top 5 favorite games in your collection, or just five items in your game room or game corner. That's it for me, guys. Thanks for, if you made it this far, thanks for hanging out, and thanks to all my subscribers. 200 is a big milestone for me. I'm very, I love all of you. Thanks, and that's gonna be it. Like, subscribe, and comment, all the good stuff, and the next episode will be out very soon, and you're gonna see a new Battletoads cart in there. It's gonna be beautiful. So, see you soon.